Hello everyone, my name is Jorge Diaz, President and Founder of Larry Jacob Internet Marketing and an Infusionsoft Certified Consultant. I'm bringing you today another episode of Defining Infusionsoft Success, and my guest this week is Nathalie Lussier. How are you, Nathalie?
Hey, I'm great, George. Thanks for having me.
Good. So Nathalie reached out to me recently, and it's just kind of an interesting turn of events, because I was speaking to a client that we had given a proposal to use, an Infusionsoft membership site platform, and he says, I'm looking into this other new platform that I discovered. And I go, oh, what is that? Because being that we build so many membership sites, we want to stay up on what's going on. And he says, it's this thing called AccessAlly. And I go, I'd never heard of that. So, note to self, look into this. And then Nathalie calls me, then I see her name in the forums, and before you know it, I go, I've got to, meet with this lady, see what she's all about and her product. So Nathalie, so that I don't just kind of keep talking, tell us a little bit about yourself. You have kind of an interesting background that, you're not like I guess you're not a gearhead like I am. That's not your background. So tell people all about yourself, how you got into this.
Yeah, so I'll start when I was 12 years old. I started making websites.
Okay, so you're going way back.
I'm going way back. So yeah, the technology bug kind of hit me early on, and I ended up going to university and studying software engineering. So I have a development background.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because I know you came out of the coaching, so sorry if I made a ton of assumptions.
I'll circle back into it. Yeah,
right.
Totally.
So because my background's computer science, so okay, we have that in common.
Yeah, so we definitely have that in common. So yeah, I learned how to program, and that was definitely my field. I worked in Silicon Valley in startups and on Wall Street as an intern. And then when I graduated, I had this job offer to go work on Wall Street, and I kind of knew that it wasn't the right path for me. So I turned that down, and I started my first business, which was a coaching business. And I built my first website, my first business website, and really kind of learned the online marketing space and a lot of things just kind of by doing them. And eventually what happened is I signed up for Infusionsoft.
So was that very long ago?
So that was actually in 2009, so it's been a long time.
So you probably have an Infusionsoft application that has a name instead of like a cryptic number?
Exactly, yep.
Is it like Nathalie Lussier?
It's just Lussier, yep.
Oh, nice. I mean, because I'm one of the old timers. I'm LarryJacob.Infusionsoft.com, so you go way back. Wow. So,
exactly.
Just a side note, I have 3 daughters that are in their 20s, one of which will come out of college, Lord willing, soon. And it's like, the idea of turning down a Wall Street job in favor of going into a coaching business, I'm sure your parents were a little concerned, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, they were definitely resistant. And they were like, you just spent all this money and this time getting your degree. You have this job offer. What are you doing? And part of it was because I had worked on Wall Street, so I kind of had a little experience being an intern there and seeing what the life was like. And it wasn't really the lifestyle. Yeah, it wasn't the lifestyle that I wanted, and I kind of fell in love with all the online stuff. I had been reading all these blogs about start your business, follow your passion, and
Great.
So I kind of went with it.
Well, good for you. So then, so you became an Infusionsoft user. You were using it for your own business?
Exactly. So I was using it for my own business, doing a lot of coaching, and I started creating courses and info products. And so I, built my first membership site. And at the time, I was using Wishlist Member, and there was a couple of other things, way back in the day that I was using.
Yeah.
And then eventually my business grew and started taking off more and more, so much that I was able to essentially get my husband to quit his job and join my business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so he's also a developer. So at that point, I was like, okay, and we were also running into issues with the growth of our membership site. So at this point, we had a free course called the 30-Day List Building Challenge, which is all about how to build your list faster in 30 days. And we had over 10,000 members logging into our members area, and it was just bogging down, and our site kept crashing, and we were just having a lot of issues. So I was like, let's see what we can do. And my husband's like, well, I can build something that integrates with Infusionsoft that can figure this out.
Sure.
And that's when AccessAlly was born. And we had no intention originally of actually selling it, which is why a lot of people didn't hear about it originally when we first released it. But since then, we've done so much development and new features and new stuff to really make it awesome. And we've added gamification.
How long has it been out?
So we actually released it. So we've been using it since 2014. We released it in 2015.
Oh, okay. So it hasn't been out forever. I mean, because I tell you what, I stay on top of this market because, I mean, it's what we do. And, you kind of very stealthily just moved into that market. I mean, there's a lot of folks vying for that space.
Yeah, and also, we're definitely more well known in the female entrepreneur space because that's where, most of my coaching comes from and all of my community tends to be. But so now we're kind of starting to enter the more, general Infusionsoft space.
Right. No, good for you. Good for you. So I really wanted to go into the features because we spoke, I want to say a week plus ago. And so I've had a chance to go over your website. She's given me a test account, and it's like, okay, great. I haven't had time to look at it. But I did go over your website, and I tell you, I was impressed with the features that are included because, a lot of the other solutions we work with, clearly the membership features. I mean, there's some things you have to have, but you guys have a lot of nice little extras that I was surprised to see included in the product.
Yeah, so I can definitely mention some of those extras. So one of the things that we do is we have sort of an affiliate portal functionality. So if you have your one membership site, you don't have to have people log into the default referral center for Infusionsoft.
No, not that the Infusionsoft portal is horrible.
Oh, right. Yes.
I didn't say that. Yeah, it's a challenge to use sometimes.
Right.
Okay. So you address the market. I'm sure your entrepreneurs are saying, hey, we want to do JV work, and people can't figure out how these links work inside of the portal. So you've addressed that in your product.
Exactly. And the way we've done it is, you can actually create these affiliate resource pages really easily. It'll actually pull your referral links directly from Infusionsoft, so you could create them in Infusionsoft. It'll populate the page for you, so it'll be individual to each person who's logged in. You can also show, obviously, all of their orders, clawbacks, or payments that they've had for the past however many days. You can be 90 days, 30 days. You can decide how long with the history.
So it's your statement. I can see, you billed
Exactly.
me September 9th and then August 9th if it's a monthly thing or something.
Exactly. And then also in the affiliate side, we also just released something called a leaderboard contest. So if you are doing some sort of big affiliate JV, you can actually have a page that updates itself based on either sales or opt-ins and leads. So you could have, most number of sales in the last 30 days. Or, for this particular week, for example, or just for a product or for all products. So it's really cool. You can have people kind of get excited and actually share more because they can see this updating leaderboard.
Wow. So your product works with WordPress, right? So I've got my WordPress site and I've got Infusionsoft. So are these kind of like wizards that generate pages for you, or are they widgets that live on the page and talk to Infusionsoft?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of wizards set up. So one of them is our course creation wizard. So that's if you want to do like a drip feed course where it'll actually create the pages on WordPress for you. It'll create the tags inside of Infusionsoft for you, so that when you do create your Infusionsoft campaign, it'll actually sync up to the right pages and give access, let's say week by week, or we have our 30-day challenge, so every day a new page gets unlocked. So that is all done through a wizard, and it'll actually create the menu inside of a WordPress for you, so it's really easy to set up with your theme to have different sub-pages that have all the right menus set up. And then we do have other areas where, a lot of other plugins rely on shortcodes, and under the hood, yes, we use shortcodes in our tool too, but we have a great little shortcode adder, so you never have to remember anything or look anything up inside of Infusionsoft, like what's the tag that I need to use for this. It'll actually, you just start typing into the little shortcode adder, it'll look up your tags in Infusionsoft and pick the right tags based on what you typed. So it really helps you save time when you're building out your membership sites, and also using any of the features.
And so is your intention that you don't have to be a software engineer like you and me to actually use it, right?
That would be yes, end of the day, that would be the best solution for everybody, for sure.
No, because, and I tell you, for me, I'm a programmer, and sometimes, these WYSIWYG, what you see, what you get interfaces kind of bug me because I want to get under the hood and just get right to it. But I'm someone people hire to do this. But most people, you're running a small business, and what you're wanting is, how do I get this thing up and running without having to, just jump over so many blockades, roadblocks.
Absolutely.
Roadblocks, the word I'm trying to get. So very good. So tell us a little bit about this, because I'm telling you, as I scrolled down the page, there were more and more things that I was going, hey, this is nice.
Yeah. So the other thing that we have is the payment integration with Infusionsoft. So you can update your credit card on file, and if your payment fails, we can kind of send you a little email. In Infusionsoft, you just log back in, update your card, and then you can actually process a payment directly on your account. Let's say if you have a recurring thing or a payment plan, there's just a little quick button you can click, and it'll process on the card. And that also lets you do...
So I log into my site, and that's my dashboard. And
Exactly.
that's where I can go to like a My Accounts page, and you'll show me, hey, this one didn't get paid.
Exactly. Yep. And you can also see your past orders and what's coming up as well. And the really cool thing is this allows us to do one-click upsells too. So the way we've set that up is if somebody has a card on file, it's just you click one button, it'll upsell them into whatever it is that you want to upsell them into. And we also make these upsell buttons really easy to customize and change the look and feel. So we have kind of this little settings area where you can change colors, fonts, and all those things for buttons, login buttons, like all the things that make a site look pretty.
Sure. And I think a lot of times people, I guess tool developers underestimate how important that is. But if it looks ugly, the impression is just negative. People's like, I'm not sure I want to buy that. After you put all that work into your copy and your video sales letters and all that.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's one thing. And then the other thing that I haven't mentioned yet is our credit system. So how this works is you can track any number of different things, but the way that we've done it in our membership site is that people can earn points for doing different things inside the membership. So if they complete a course, they can earn points. If they share on social media, they can earn points. If they complete a quiz successfully, they can earn points. And then all these points can be used to redeem bonus content or even individual coaching or anything else that you really want to have inside your membership site. And all of that is still linked to Infusionsoft. So it's done in a custom field inside Infusionsoft, so you can kind of have different numbers.
So are you keeping a score somehow in a numbered field?
Exactly.
Very nice.
Yep. And we've used it for contests. So when people share on social media, they can earn points, and then we do like a giveaway, based on who has the most points. So there's a lot of cool things you can start doing with that too.
Right, and even, you can start using a badging system. Like once you do this, and these other two things, those add up to this badge. Or this, level, you went from, I don't know, blue to green to, diamond or whatever your highest levels are.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow, you really thought about a lot of these. Very nice.
We have, yeah. And then the other thing that we kind of pioneered, which I think makes a really big difference if you're a small business, is what we call the sort of dashboard for your courses. So if you have a lot of different courses or programs, people want to be able to see what's available. And the way that you can set them up in AccessAlly is you can have different little icons for courses and programs. And if they have access to them, they can be colored. If they don't have access, then they're grayed out, and it takes you to a sales page or a one-click upsell page so that you can cross-sell sort of organically inside of your membership site. And when we started doing that, we have a free course so people can log into our members area, and then they see the paid stuff, so they actually want to upsell and purchase that. Yeah. And that's done really easily.
No, that's nice. We call it like the forbidden fruit. You kind of just dangle it in front of them, and they're kind of going, well, what is this? Oh, I just have to have it. So
right, make the badge colorful.
Yeah. No, it's great. Sometimes we'll use like a little padlock, little icon or something. Yes. But if you've got that already built into your system, that's kind of nice.
It is, yeah.
Wow. So I'll geek out on you. So you're doing some sort of like an interface, an overlay to gray it out?
Yeah, exactly. So you can do it a couple different ways, but the way we've done it is you can upload two different images. So one will be the active and the not active. So some people have done like a little thing that says like coming soon or whatever if they don't have it.
Wow. See, now you got me tempted. I've got to actually build one of these now.
Totally. And then actually the other thing with ProgressAlly, it's basically another plugin that sits on top of AccessAlly, but it also integrates natively with Infusionsoft. This is what we call our learning management system or a gamification plugin, and that's where we can do the quizzes, that's where we can do progress tracking. So if people have videos inside their courses, you can have video bookmarks. So as people finish a video, they can mark it off, or if they want to go back to a certain part of a video, they can go back to it as well.
Will you allow people to tag, like if someone saw 10 minutes into a video, you can tag them so you know how far they went?
So that is the functionality is there. We just have not exposed that yet. But yeah, we're actually building out the reporting side of that right now, so you can really see how people are progressing through things. Because that's
no, I'm thinking so you can trigger things. You know, if someone only got so
yeah.
far, you can come up and say, hey, we saw that you didn't finish this thing. Was there something that slowed you down? Or
Yeah, so you can actually do that right now. So if they haven't marked it off or if they haven't completed the video, then yes, you can actually have a campaign to go and email them or do something to kind of trigger them to complete. Absolutely.
Wow, very good. Well, gosh, is there something that might be challenging about this to a new user?
Yeah, so if you're brand new to AccessAlly and ProgressAlly, I mean, we have a lot of videos that walk you through. I think the biggest hurdle, in my opinion, is that it does a lot of things. So you really want to think through, like, what are those important things that matter to your customers and your clients? So, for example, do you need an affiliate center right away? You know, probably the payment stuff makes sense to do right away.
Right.
You know, building out quizzes and stuff will take extra time because you have to think through, like, what am I, you know, what questions am I going to ask? The other thing too with that is you can create certificates after people complete a course. So it'll auto-generate a PDF certificate that people can download or print out. So it's kind of like it's an extra bit of work.
Let me make sure I explain this, because this is interesting. Because you talked to me about this the other day. So I can create a PDF and I can merge a name into it, right?
Exactly. Yep. A name, a date, the name of your course.
See, that's a real treat. That takes some serious programming to make that happen today in other platforms. As a matter of fact, we had a request for that, I want to say within the last year. And I had to say, how much do you really want to pay for this? Because it would require a lot of work. But if you've got that built in, that's nice.
It is, yeah. And so, I mean, we give people templates for some certificates to start with. We also give people templates, WordPress templates for their designs and themes to start with. That can be actually a challenge for people, is like the look and feel of their site. If they want it to be fully custom, then maybe they'd hire a designer or someone like you to really kind of, you know, make that look great.
No, right, but so you include even themes with your product.
We do. Yes, we do. We have 3 different themes for people to choose from for AccessAlly. And then for ProgressAlly, we have, you know, pie charts and different bars for progress tracking and all that stuff. So that is it's not a theme, but it's, you can change colors and fonts and sizes of things.
Yeah, I mean, that's really valuable because, you know, and it's interesting that you're saying the biggest challenge is what do you do first and how do you keep yourself from getting overwhelmed? Matter of fact, the one of my recent episodes, it was all about generating content. And I mean, I look at building these sites and, for my team and I, building these things is like, you know, it's what we do every day, so it's not hard. But the content can be such a challenge. As a matter of fact, we were talking about it, and this was in the last episode, that, you know, me and Megan Harrison was the other person, we each had clients that had been with us minimum 6-8 months, and we were waiting for content. And, you know, because I don't think, you know, people don't realize how much work that is. And I can't, I mean, as well as I can know a certain business, unless I've been in there, I mean, I can volunteer or I can charge for copywriting, but, you know, a lot of that work just has to come from the client. There's no way around it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, my best recommendation for people is to book a time where you have to do it. So I have clients sometimes who will, you know, hire a videographer or hire a copywriter or somebody, so they're kind of on the hook for the content.
Right.
And the same goes for maybe a video editor after you record your slides or something like that. Because otherwise, yeah, it's this never-ending thing that might just not get done.
Great. Well, hey, Nathalie, thank you so much for sharing all this with us. I mean, you've kind of motivated me to kind of play around with this because, you know, again, this is what we do, and if we can support another platform, you know, I'd be glad to learn it. So
Awesome.
if people were interested in learning more about this, where would they go?
They can go to accessally.com, and so they'll find out all about that, but they can also go and check us out at AmbitionAlly.com. That's where we have all of our products, more about our team, you know, different blog posts and tips and tools there. And of course, if you're a list, you know, if you want to grow your email list in Infusionsoft, you can also check out our free 30-day list building challenge, and that's at 30daylistbuildingchallenge.com. It's totally free.
So
and then you'll
30-day?
Yeah, 30-day list building challenge.
Great. I just want to make sure it sounded right.
Yeah, and then also once you sign up for the free course, you'll see our members area, so you can kind of see AccessAlly, you know, in a live setting, kind of see a demo in action. So that can kind of give you an idea of what you can do.
Great. Well, Natalie, thank you so much for joining me. I'm sure you're busy, but you took some time to share your stuff with us, so I really appreciate that.
Well, thanks for having me, George. I'm excited to see what you do with AccessAlly and ProgressAlly.
Okay. Well, you have a great day, and we'll be in touch.
Awesome.